Man, I have the biggest headache in the world right now, so I apologize if I sound a little weird in this video. And unfortunately, this goddamn headache got a whole lot worse because I just sat through a terrible episode of Monday Night Raw. Jean-Paul Levesque, what the heck is wrong with you? Do you have special needs? Well, are you stupid? Are you goddamn stupid? Nah, because there's no way, there's absolutely no way that a sane man could book these kind of shows, dude. You can literally find people who can book these shows a whole lot better on r/fantasy booking. That's the state of the show right now. That's the state of Triple H's booking right now. It's just atrocious. It's just absolutely sickening. And it's a slap to the face of all of us wrestling fans. Because Triple H and WWE think they can treat us fans like dumbasses and get away with it. Nada! Hunter, you can brainwash all these fans and pay all these big YouTubers out there to slurp on your little cock. But at the end of the day, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If there's only one wrestling fan on this planet that is not going to fall for WWE and their lazy ass booking and be brainwashed by the company, then it's me! Right? It's me! And the craziest part about all of this is that when I first started this channel, it was kind of like a loud minority of people that was actually criticizing the WWE, that was actually pointing out Triple H's flaws. But for the past couple of months, the majority of the fan base, literally like 90% of WWE fans, have been criticizing the product and have been calling them out for their BS. Even all of the big YouTubers out there that have been glazing WWE and gas up every little thing they do. I'm not going to name them specifically, obviously. If you know, you know. Even they're starting to call out WWE on their BS, on their nonsense. And even after all that, Triple H has the audacity to have us watch these garbage shows, dude. Wow, dude, just wow. Anyways, let's take a look at this amazing show that Triple H came up with for us. So let's review tonight's Monday Night Raw. So the show kicks off with CM Punk. Is it good to be alive on a Monday night in Louisville, Kentucky, or what? Yeah, you know, the same old stuff. The only new thing that CM Punk says in this promo is Paul Heyman betraying him in 2014. CM Punk brings that up. Finally, someone brings it up, dude. I am tired of WWE pretending like these two are lovers and have been lovers since day one. Every single time they're on screen together, it's always hugs and kisses and, you know, dick sucking. And we just pretend like 2014 never happened. We just pretend like these two didn't beat each other up with steel chairs and crutches and whatnot. So yeah, I'm glad we finally brought this up. So CM Punk says, Paul Heyman has always been a bald snake, so I fell for it, and I am sad. I am upset at myself for that. And then we hear, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman just begins his usual yap fest, you know, just starting a bunch of nonsense talks. And CM Punk asks Paul Heyman to get in the ring and explain to him why he did what he did. And then we hear, burn it down. Please change Seth Rollins' music, dude. Please change the music. You don't even have to do something crazy. Just go to the archives and bring back the Second Coming. That's all you have to do. Because you can't have the biggest heel on Monday Night Raw coming out to the crowd singing a song. It's just dumb, man. It's stupid. That's like Roman Reigns coming out in 2021 and the crowd just going, oh. Like, it's not happening, man. It's not happening. It wouldn't be good. So just get rid of this music, man. Just get rid of it. And again, man, we get a yap sesh between Seth Rollins and CM Punk, which is something we've been having for the past year or so. It's just Seth Rollins going, ha 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 ha, CM Punk, you want to destroy this place? I built this place, ha 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 ha. And you know, CM Punk just going, you goof, you clown, all you have is a song. Hey, you know, without it, you're nothing. When the bell rings, you're nothing. That's what CM Punk said on this show, by the way. You're just a song, that's all you are, but the bell has to ring, which is crazy, you know. Seth Rollins is the last person he should be saying that to, because, you know, I love CM Punk, my top two probably, but in 2025, Seth Rollins can wrestle circles around CM Punk and is probably one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now. So quit lying. But anyways, yeah, I am sick and tired of this same old CM Punk and Seth Rollins back and forth. This was cool in 2023. This peaked in summer 2024. Let's just get this over with already. You guys fumbled by having it on January 6th on Raw instead of at WrestleMania. And now you want to drag it to death even after WrestleMania, even after Backlash, even after Saturday night's main event, which is the biggest PLE of the year, and even after Money in the Bank, it seems like. Is this really gonna go to SummerSlam? Or worse, here's my prediction. Is this really gonna go to War Games? Are you telling me this is going to go to War Games? Because here's what happened in this segment, Seth Rollins then gets in the ring with Braun Breaker and just starts beating up CM Punk. Sami Zayn then arrives to the rescue. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins beat him up as well. And then we see Jey Uso, and now it's a 3-on-2. So, Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins then retreat. And it has been made official for Saturday night's main event that we're going to be getting Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn and CM Punk. So there we go. We got Sami Zayn and CM Punk going up against this faction, or whatever you want to call this. And obviously Jey Uso is involved as well. And obviously Roman Reigns is involved as well. He's just on the vacation right now. He's going to come back this summer. And this is reminding me of 2023, Judgment Day, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn kind of stuff, where we were getting the same old stuff every single week until War Games. We were getting the same stuff for like 6 months. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that's what we're going to get now as well, but just a lot worse, because at least the Judgment Day and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and all those guys were wrestling almost every single week back then. These guys, they're not wrestling consistently. They're just not. So anyways, yeah, this was such a nothing segment that was made to build up a nothing match. Because let's be honest here, nobody cares about this tag match. Nobody does. Because this is a Raw match. This is literally a Raw match. This could have been the main event of Raw tonight, and I would have actually loved this. I would have loved this segment, and I would have loved the fact that we're actually getting a big match as the main event of Raw, which is something we've been missing for the past, I don't even know how long. Instead of having the random ass main event we had this week, tonight, we could have had this as the main event. We could have had this tag match. Instead, we're gonna waste the next week or two building up to this useless tag match. Wow, dude. Just wow. Anyways, let's just move on, guys. This was just absolutely boring. Anyways, then we see Penta versus Chad Gable. Again, does anybody care about this, dude? Does anybody care about this? Look, I love Penta. I love Chad Gable. These two are great wrestlers, and I'm sure they can absolutely steal the show and put on a great match. But unfortunately, I don't care. I don't care about this, man. So why are these two fighting, huh? Why? Oh, because, El Grande Americano, who's, Chad Gable, as we all know, but, they're just not admitting it, cost Penta the IC title at Backlash. Okay, so why did he do that? Why did El Mago cost Penta the championship? Why did he do that? It makes no sense. He has no business being involved here. Why is Penta feuding with El Mago? It makes no sense. At least if you had Rey Fenix beat El Grande Americano at WrestleMania, at least it would make kind of sense. At least a little bit of sense, for El Mago. I keep saying El Mago, dude. God damn it. For El Grande Americano to go after, Rey Fenix's brother, Penta, as revenge. That's not the best thing in the world, but at least it makes a little bit of sense. At least a little bit. This makes no sense, and nobody cares about this. So yeah, in a pretty okay match, Penta beats Chad Gable with a Mexican Destroyer. And that's that. Let's just move on. Anyways, then we hear it's your boys, the New Day. And I immediately went to get some food, because I don't care about this. And the New Day is probably the most boring, pointless, garbage part of Monday Night Raw every single week. And yeah, what do we get tonight, huh? War Raiders versus the Creed Brothers. Who cares about this, man? We've seen this a billion times before. Who cares about this? The Raw tag division is so bad, dude. It's so bad. We gotta get some, some guys from the SmackDown tag division on Raw. We really need to mix it up. By the way, what happened to the draft? What happened to the WWE draft? We usually get that after WrestleMania, right? At least for the past 2 years, that's what's been happening. What happened to the draft? What the hell happened to the draft? We're in desperate need for a draft right now, and you're telling me Triple H just forgot about it? Get out of here, man. Anyways, yeah, this match between, War Raiders and, Creed Brothers was really nothing. And, the New Day was on commentary. I guess that was the highlight of this match. And the New Day helped Creed Brothers win the match. And, that's it. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get the Creed Brothers versus the New Day sometime soon. Or maybe a triple threat tag match with the War Raiders in there as well. Whatever, man. This is just whatever. Who cares about the Raw tag division? Nobody. That's the answer. Nobody. So let's just move on. Then we hear, Uso, it's just me, Us. Day one, it's just me, Us. Day one, it's just me, Us. Day one, it's yeah, let him all up, lock him down like this, hey. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I'm having a blast right now. This is so good, man. Jay Uso's been yeeting for, let's check, 5 minutes now. Yeah, it's getting a little too much, Jay. All right, just wrap it up, just get in the ring already. Oh, okay, he's back in the ring. Let's go. He's picking up the mic. He's finally going to say something. So what do you have to say, Jay? What do you have to say? It's just me, Us. Day one, it's just me, Us. Ah! Stop it, man. Stop it. This is the world champion we're talking about here, and this is the kind of segment we're getting from him. 8-minute entrances every single week. That's all this guy does. He brings nothing to the table. Absolutely nothing. All he does is his entrance. And WWE knows that without his entrance, he's nothing. CM Punk earlier tonight about, Seth Rollins, he was like, oh, it's just a song. Without that, you're nothing because the bout has to ring soon. You can say the same about Jey Uso. Like, Jey Uso is literally the living embodiment of that statement. And WWE knows that. WWE knows this guy sucks on the mic. WWE knows that this guy sucks in the ring. And WWE knows that the only thing good about this guy is his goddamn entrance, which is why they clip farm and milk the heck out of his entrance. And at this point, it's just getting really, really, really pissing off, as if it wasn't already pissing off like 3 months ago. Oh, but the crowds are still popping though. The crowds are still popping though. The crowds are still popping though. My ass is popping. I don't care about the crowd. These guys paid like $200 to $300 to be there. So of course they're going to participate. Of course they're going to want to have fun. This crowd reaction that Jey Uso gets in this entrance has nothing to do with how much interest the fans and the crowd have for Jey Uso and what he does in the ring. Because quite frankly, nobody cares about Jey Uso. Nobody does. The crowd doesn't care about him. The fans watching at home don't care about him. If you don't believe me, go back and watch any Jey Uso's like heartfelt and good promo that he's had in the past, like I don't even know, like a few months maybe. There's only a handful of them. There's only probably like a couple of good promos from Jey Uso. But even in those couple of good promos, you can see that the crowd does not care about him, and the crowd does not care about the story he's telling. He's just like, oh, my brother's in the hospital, Oos, and the crowd says, yeet. You made my brother bleed, Oos. My mother was crying because of that, Oos. And the crowd says, yeet. Like, you see, nobody cares. They just want to participate and have fun and yeet. That's all they want to do. So get out of here with the crowd is popping stuff, all right? I don't care about the crowd. It's just me, Oos. Yeah, it's just you, Oos. It's just you that likes this. It's just you. Anyways, yeah, Jey Uso gets interrupted by Gunther, and Gunther just starts another yap sesh. Literally everybody has been starting yap sesh after yap sesh after yap sesh after yap sesh in this episode of Monday Night Raw. So Gunther just said, you may be a WrestleMania Jay, but after Saturday night's main event, whether it's you or Logan Paul, I am coming after that belt. So it's officially official. We're going to be getting Gunther versus the winner of Logan Paul versus Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event on the Raw after Money in the Bank. And I absolutely hate this, man. I hate this for many reasons. One, what has Gunther done to warrant a world title match? What has he done? Nothing. It's not even like he had a great run as world champion that warrants a rematch, because the rematch clause hasn't been a thing since forever. And it's not even like Gunther was a fighting champion and had a great run as champion, so they were like, hey, you know what, Gunther deserves another shot at the title. No, he barely defended the title. He had 0 defenses from Saturday night's main event in January all the way to WrestleMania in April. That's like 3 to 4 months of not defending a world championship. Get out of here, man. This guy does not deserve a rematch. Also, the fact that this is on the Raw after Money in the Bank also goes to show you that Jey Uso is not going to be defending the title at Money in the Bank, because they said the winner of Jey versus Logan is going to be facing Gunther on the Raw after Money in the Bank. That means Jey Uso is not going to be facing anybody at Money in the Bank, and that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy. What do you mean the world champion is not even going to be defending his title? He just had 1 defense on Raw against Seth Rollins that ended in the DQ, by the way, and then he didn't even show up on Backlash, and now he's having a nonsense title match on Saturday night's main event, and the next defense is going to be on the Raw after Money in the Bank and not even on Money in the Bank. Dude, get out of here. What is this? This run already sucks. I told you it was going to suck, and look at where we are right now. Look at where we are right now. This sucks. This sucks. So I don't even care what's going to happen on the Raw after Money in the Bank, whether it's a cash-in or Goldberg returning. I don't care about any of that. This just sucks, all right? Plain simple fact. This sucks. So let's just move on. Then we see AJ Styles versus Finn Balor in a pretty good match, I'm not gonna lie. But then again, just like I've been saying for the rest of this video, who cares? Who cares about this, man? Whatever they're doing with the Judgment Day right now needs to stop, man. This group needs to break up as soon as possible because it's just not working. It's really just not working. So pivot, goddammit. Pivot and just end this group right now. So anyways, yeah, obviously this was a pretty good match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. And obviously we got the same old Judgment Day shenanigans. And this time, however, Penta was there for the rescue to save AJ Styles. And AJ Styles picked up the win. And yeah, that was just it. Next week, we're going to be getting a tag match between, AJ Styles and Penta and Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Which is, again, it's probably going to be a good match. But then again, who cares, man? Who cares? The story sucks. It absolutely sucks, and WWE has been putting in zero effort to make it not suck. So get out of here with this BS. Let's just move on. Then we get a promo from Becky Lynch. Oi, I'm the man. Oi, I'm the man. Oi, I'm very successful. I am not a failure like you. Anyways, let's just move on. And now it's time for the main event. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Julia and Roxanne Perez. So not only is this a random ass tag match, which, I'm not going to take away anything from these people, They are good at what they do, and I'm happy for them that they got the main event spot on Monday Night Raw. But then again, who cares? Like I've been saying for the rest of this video, who cares about this? Because, yeah, this was a pretty good match, I guess. But at the end of the day, it led to nothing. It just led to nothing, and we're back to square one. Because, it ended with Rhea Ripley getting the pin over, Roxanne Perez, I'm pretty sure. And then, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky just had the stare down for the Women's World title, which is where we were like 2 months ago. We're just moving in circles at this point. Get Rhea Ripley out of the Women's World title picture, man. She can have non-title feuds, and Io Sky can move on to new feuds. So yeah, this was a random-ass tag match that really led to nothing, and it had absolutely no reason to main event, man. No reason. And like I said, we should have had CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker on this show. It should have been on Raw, because that is a Raw match. Instead, we're going to be wasting like 2 weeks just to build that up for Saturday night's main event. Get out of here, man. Just get out of here. Raw and SmackDown are in shambles right now, and they're just plain unwatchable. And it sucks that me, I as a big fan of wrestling, as a hardcore fan of wrestling, and I've been watching it for the rest of my life, it sucks that someone like me is saying that, Think about a casual fan, for example. Fans that just, tune in every now and then for, PLEs and all the big stuff and stuff like that. They cannot watch an episode of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. They just cannot. It's unwatchable. It's literally unwatchable. And I'm literally witnessing it firsthand. WWE's losing fans left and right, dude. There's so many friends of mine that literally got back to wrestling in the past couple of years or so because the product was actually getting better. We were actually getting some good stuff in 2023 and a little bit of 2024, a little bit of 2022. You get the point. And now, literally almost everybody is quitting wrestling. They're all quitting wrestling. And when you think about it, we're in a time period where, John Cena turned heel. Paul Heyman, turned on Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and Seth Rollins turned heel. We're getting all these big stuff, and still fans are quitting. Why? Because your overall product still sucks. You just have these short outbursts, these, 1 or 2 big moments here and there, but you just cannot capitalize on anything. You cannot follow up on anything. You cannot build up to anything. So yeah, we just get like 1 or 2 big moments here and there, but everything that happens before that and everything that happens after that is literally the biggest piece of garbage ever. But the WWE Glazers don't care because they're just going to point to those 1 or 2 big moments we get every now and then, and they're going to say, oh, Papa H is cooking. Papa H is cooking. Papa H is not cooking jack. What Papa H needs to be cooking is his goddamn resignation letter. I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't for these videos, I would not be watching Raw and SmackDown, dude. I would not be watching these garbage shows because that's exactly what tonight's Monday Night Raw was. Just straight up garbage that was filled with boring nothing burger matches and some stupid yap sessions. I'm gonna give this show a 3 out of 10. Get out of here, man. This was horrible. Anyways, these are just my opinions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.